Good evening and welcome to Atecon, the leader in rebar spacer manufacturing in Latin America since 1995. This video, I want to give you a quick intro about our formwork aligners, also known as snap ties. These steel-made products help to precisely delimit the thickness of your wall when you're using a plywood formwork, keeping a constant wall and column width. In this example, we can see the use of a 12 cm thick wall delimited by the end of each inner cone. From the end of the cone to the edge of the snap tie, it has 21 centimeters, which will be the total thickness of the plywood, formwork, and Waler. An additional component of the spreader system is the steel wedge that holds and tenses the snap tie against the Waler formwork. We will now show you an installation example in a simulated wall. As a first step, you will have to open a 12 mm hole in the plywood to allow the tie to go through it. In this case, the plywood used is 2 cm thick. After that, you will drill the same holes in your walers, which in this case will be each 9 cm thick. If you add up the two walers and the thickness of the plywood formwork of 2 cm, you will have a 20 cm wall width in total, leaving a 1 cm space so that the steel wedge can go through the snap tie and hold the wall aligned. As you can see, the assembly of your formwork is simple. Just slide the snap tie across to adjust the walers onto it. As a last step, install the steel wedge with a few hits of a hammer so that every wall forming item is held in place. It's important to add that the distribution of these elements must be made at a minimum of every 45 centimeters vertically and 50 centimeters horizontally, a lot less than the traditional method of tying the form with metal wires. Also, not taking into account the lost time needed to do so. In this example, we make use of our wheel spacers to delimitate the distance of the rebar to the inner side of the formworks. This way, you will have a perfect match between snap ties to keep the distance between wall forms and the spacer to keep steel cover constant. Once the wall is dry, we proceed to unmold it. As you can see, the thickness obtained is always constant at 12 centimeters from bottom to top. Keep in mind that the steel wedges can be reused indefinitely. The end of the snap ties is exposed to the dry concrete. To solve this, all that has to be done is wedge them around so that the plastic cone is released. Once the cone is freed, move the exposed tip around and friction will do the job of breaking the exposed tie tip. As a final step, you can patch with some mortar the holes left by the plastic cones of the snap tie, or leave them to be for an extra architectural effect. If you wish to know more about this and other practical construction accessories, please visit us at rebarspacerchair.com.